Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I have a rant video for you about something that's been going on some other channels for a while, and I thought now it's been happening to this channel for a while, and it's really getting out of hand. I thought I'd do a video about it, at least let everybody know how I feel about it. Give me a second. Drinking a Diet Coke. Okay. Basically, it's about headline news, and headline news is going the way of MTV and also True TV. But True TV is different because they changed their programming completely, and they say the new True TV way more fun. They got rid of the cool shows like they just have hardcore porn on now, but they got all this other boring crap that I have no interest in seeing with boring, uninteresting people. Um, it's like if I'd seen like crap like Shane Dawson all damn day, which I don't want to see. And what's happened with MTV? MTV used to show music videos, and they don't show music videos anymore. Court TV happened with Court TV, but and they used to show like lots of riveting footage from inside the courtroom. That's what they were famous for, especially with the Jeffrey Dahmer case. If you remember that, with that one black lady saying "I hate you" and going off, and they played that a lot. And the reason for the Court TV thing was pretty. They said that what judges said that most courtrooms can say whether or not they want cameras in their courthouses during trials, and a lot of courts said no, we don't want cameras in their courtrooms anymore. So they started showing like more stuff like cops. And they started showing like detective movies and cop movies and stuff like that. And they started changing, and then it became True TV. And then True TV, like I said, became new True TV, and they ruined what the good thing they had. But MTV stopped showing music videos, and I remember watching Saturday nights was perfect for metalheads because they had Headbangers Ball and at 1 o'clock they had, it wasn't metal music related, but still pretty cool, like a Fangoria type horror makeup show for an hour, which was awesome for like guys like me. Well, anyways, I'm getting off topic. I'm talking about headline news here. And my history with headline news is I started watching, well, when I was growing up, and when I started, when cable TV first started, we didn't have it where I lived. They were real lazy back then. They didn't want to go into the country. That's what I was told, anyways, by my dad. And he wanted cable really bad, but he had the rabbit ears up on on the chimney in our house in Cranesville. This is before I went in the army. And we just got the VHS channels, the main channels, PBS, and we got Canadian TV, which was cool. That's one thing I have in common with Diane too. I grew up on Canadian TV, at least for the most part. And like I said, we didn't have cable until I started watching cable a lot whenever I was in Fort Gordon, Georgia. We watched cable in the break room. And then in Germany, and they had AFN. They had all these different TV stations, and they had a half-hour block of headline news. That's when I really first started watching headline news. I really liked it. It was similar to the nightly news. And basically, when I got out of the army, we had cable. We moved out here to Trail, and they have cable here. And headline news was basically a 24-hour news, all news station. And basically, the news blocks were like you see on the nightly news. And then the one cool thing is, if you missed the nightly news, you could turn it there and you get a block of news. I mean, it's not like CNN or Fox News where they focus on one thing. They have a bunch of interviews and talking heads, not the band, like just guys speaking their opinion for an hour and stuff like that. But they had like actual news report doing like a nightly news thing, and they repeated. I know they repeated their stuff over the 24-hour period, but you could turn there and watch like a half-hour block of news. And they had Jeannie Most on there. Jeannie Most was awesome. And also they had the Morning Express with Robin Meade, and I'm in love with Robin Meade because I think she's a very beautiful woman. She's really hot. And this has been going on for a while. I mean, for the longest time. And I remember at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, they had something called Student News, which was like a 10-minute thing for kids, for students. And I know my nephew used to watch Student News. They used to record it. It was on so late at night, so teachers could record it the night before and then show it to the kids. It was like at 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning. I can't remember. And that was an interesting show too. And it had like more interesting facts for kids, but it was very interesting. It was only 10 minutes. Anyways, all of a sudden, like I don't know when 2008, 2009 to start the new headline news, and they started doing stuff instead of having like the Morning Express and then the news blocks and student news. They started having like these talk shows, and it was it was Joy Behar, Jane Velez Mitchell, Old Sourpuss herself, Nancy Grace, and Dr. Drew. And they had that, and then they repeated it. So it was 8 hours of that. Plus they still had student news at 3 or 4 in the morning. And that was a big change. But still they had their news for the most part. And then later on, they got rid of Joy Behar left. And then they got rid of Joyce Velez Mitchell. And they still had Sourpuss, Nancy Grace, and Dr. Drew on. And then they started having something about prime news from 5 to 7 or 5 to 9 or something like that, which was like a Morning Express but more for prime time, I guess. I never really watched it that much because, the other news shows and stuff. And I work from 8 till 6, so I don't watch headline news as much as I used to. I always try to watch Rob Mead, but sometimes I can't. And then I don't know if they still have primetime news on. Then they really started changing. They got rid of student news and they have forensic files on all the time now. They don't have the regular news shows on. They still have Morning Express. I think they still have Nancy Grace, and I think they still have Dr. Drew. I don't remember. And then they really started being really weird, having cooking shows on there, having like some show called The Daily Share with two really boring people talking about videos and stuff. Really boring show. Then they really got stupid. Saturday afternoon they had something called News and a Movie, like a 3-hour block, and they were showing Real Genius, the Val Kilmer movie. Yeah, it was called Real Genius, from the 80s, and the video quality was terrible. And I don't know if they must have done like how was TBS or TNT. They used to have dinner and a movie they show a movie and they have like these guys hosting, and they show like a dinner item you can make during the movie. So which was interesting, I guess. But they had a wide range of stuff they get brought upon. But this is the all news network, and they're not showing news anymore. And it all came to a head today when I turned it and they had a game. They were showing game shows. It's supposed to be an all news network. They keep changing so much, they're going to end up killing their own concept. I don't watch headline news. They show forensic files on all the time. That seemed like something that you say for court TV, And they were showing like, what would you do? I don't even know if they show that anymore, but those aren't news shows. I don't know what headline news is doing. What the hell's going on with headline news? But they're going to kill their own product. Student news is not on anymore, and that was a really shame. Because student news is on all the time, except they took off for like holidays, or they took off for some vacation. But when they killed student news, I knew it was. And student news hadn't been on for almost a year, I think. And that was a real shame. But that was actually really interesting. I don't even know if they have Jeannie Most on anymore. Jeannie Most had some really entertaining stuff on. Robin Mead is still on when she's on, and I like that, but that's about it. If it wasn't for Morning Express, I don't think they have their concept anymore. Headline news, they might as well just change the channel, change the format, something like that. I think they're really ruining headline news, the channel. So, I like that. They're ruining True TV. They're kind of ruining History Channel. I don't know. They're just, I don't know. Some of the cable TV's going to hell. I think a lot of people are getting rid of their cable and just sticking with internet. And you can watch stuff on Roku and stuff like that. So a lot of the YouTube videos are more interesting than this. And even some people might even say my videos are different, but I'm kind of like primarily a food review channel, but I can do anything else I want. I do movie reviews, I do stuff like this. I talk off my head. If I have an idea, I think it'd be a cool video, I do it. And even there was a while when I wasn't doing food reviews when I first started my channel. I was doing a bunch of crazy stuff, dancing and all this other crazy stuff, comedy videos. I can pretty much do anything on that channel. I hope you all enjoy it. But this has been my rant on headline news, so I hope you liked it. So until next time, hey, take care, my legion. I'm doing clothes right now. I don't know if you can hear the washing machine or not. Alright. You can hear it. Might be able to. It's agitating right now. Yeah. Take care, everybody.